Hey guys, it's Sam and this is Top 5 Wednesday. If you are new to Top 5 Wednesday, I will leave a link to the Goodreads group down below for topics and such. This week's topic is fandoms you are no longer a part of. So this is a sad topic that will be full of pain and rage, but here we go. All of these are TV shows because there's nothing quite like a TV show to get me like sucked into a fandom and mad and battle scarred. So number 5 is UK Skins. So I loved Skins, and I'm not even really sure how the UK versions of seasons worked, so I watched the first couple of seasons and then the one where Effie, Cook, and Freddie. That series of seasons, or just that season, I don't know if it was one season or multiple, I don't know how UK seasons work, but that time period, those, I was so just hooked deep in with everything that was going on with that. Like, that love triangle, man, still fucks me up to this day. Like, man, I have a lot of emotions, and all those kids are just so messed up, and they're just great, and I love all of them, and I'm so attached to them. And I got all the way up to a particular episode where all of the shit hits the fan, and I stopped. I was like, no, I'm not. I knew it was gonna happen because I've been spoiled, because the reason I started watching the show is because I was seeing gifs of it on Tumblr, and then I was like, this show looks great, so I saw spoilers. But I knew that the bad things were gonna happen, and I was like, I'm not gonna do it. So I've never watched it. I just stopped. I stopped, I think a few episodes before the end of the season, like, I was done, and I just got out of the fandom. I was like, bye. Bye. And I still have a lot of emotions, like, Cook and Effie are still my OTP, although I do ship Effie and Freddie, but, like, Cook and Effie, man. And, like, I have still feelings, but, like, I couldn't anymore. It was exhausting, and it was painful, and I was in a lot of fandoms at the time, so I had to not, and that was one that I could just not. I had to not. Number 4 is NipTuck. Oh my god, this is probably like one of my original TV fandoms, to be quite honest. Like, I mean, it was after like Buffy and Dawson's Creek, and those were the original TV fandoms that I will always be in forever and always. But then NipTuck happened, and I was just obsessed with the show. It was so good. Like, the first, I think like 3 seasons were like amazing. Everything up through the, what was he called? Like the slasher? I forget what the name of there was a serial killer and he like did this to people. I forget what he was called. It's been a while. But up through that season was like amazing. And I was obsessed. And I wasn't like, the internet didn't have like all the stuff that it has now with like GIFs and all these things. So I couldn't go on like Tumblr and talk about NipTuck. But I was in it. I watched it with like friends. Like, we were obsessed with NipTuck. And then it just went completely downhill and it got really weird. It got really weird. And I just had to not, which was upsetting because I was so invested in it. It was such a good show. It was such a good show, and nothing could redeem it, and it just died. And I had to watch from a distance, like a just limping gazelle. I was really sad about it. Number 3 is Once Upon a Time, and this was one that I was in when I was in like a ton of fandoms. Like, I was in like the UK Skins, I was in a bunch of other ones I'm going to talk about in a little bit. I was in a ton of fandoms at once. Like, I had a fandom Tumblr blog, like, it was a thing, and I was in it. And I really liked like the first season. I didn't watch the first season right away, but like I started watching on Netflix and I loved it. And I had a million ships. Like, this show is a shipper's dream. There were so many ships, especially in the first couple of seasons. Like, oh my god, I shipped Emma with everybody. It was bad. And I watched it up until right before the Frozen season, apparently. And Emma and Hook got together. Spoilers, but it's all over the internet, so you should probably know that. And they were like my OTP, and I was like, I can't. They're gonna break up. I can't watch anymore. And I stopped watching it. I was like, I can't. Like, one, I was starting to kind of just like not like the plot because it was just like redundant, and I was sick of the charming family because I just find them kind of nauseating. And I was just kind of getting sick of that. And like, nothing really happens on that show. Like, the same things happen. So like, nothing happens, and it just, they're really long seasons, and I was just kind of over that. Like, I was getting used to my shows that were like really short, like short seasons. So I was just done. And I was like, I'm not gonna watch them break up. I can't. I'm gonna go. Funny thing is they're still together in the show, and I believe they just got married. So yeah, I stopped watching the show because I didn't want my OTP to break up, and my OTP are literally like the most OTP that they could possibly be. So, yay. But I'm okay with it because that show's exhausting. Like, maybe if I was ever like locked in the house in like a snowstorm for like 2 weeks, I'd watch the show and like catch up. But I have way more shows that were higher priority than that, and I just can't now. Like, the kid is, like, so old now. Like, what? He was so annoying, and now he's, like, almost an adult. It's crazy. So, yeah. I was in deep, though. Like, I had every ship for Emma. I was, like, I loved Captain Swan, obviously, when he started coming around, but in the first season, I loved her with Graham. I loved her with August. I loved her with the Mad Hatter. I loved her with Ruby. Like, I loved her with everybody. And then I just had to stop, because I got tired. Number 2 is Grey's Anatomy, and this is one that I will always be in, technically, for like early season stuff, but I stopped after season 9, maybe? I don't remember. The season that Christina left, I was like, I can't. Like, she's like one of the only reasons I'm still hanging on. This is ridiculous. And then I heard some other things about some character deaths that happened the season after that, and I was like, fuck all of this. But, like, I love the first, like, 5 to 6 seasons of the show. Like, I've rewatched them so many times. I adore all the characters. I cry immensely. I love everything. I love the ships. Denny still, like, breaks my heart in a million pieces. Like, I love a lot of things about the show, and will always love that. But I had to get out, because it's never gonna end. Did they even have an ending? They're never gonna end it. And a lot of the characters that make this show are gone. Like, we only really have Alex and Meredith left. Like, what? What? Of, like, the originals, and even the second version of originals? Like, what is this? It's exhausting, and I couldn't anymore. And my heart has been broken too many times. I have seen too many traumatic things. They even make references and jokes in the show about how traumatic that hospital is and how everyone has PTSD because of all the deaths and horrible things that have happened. Like, it's ridiculous. And I'm done. And number 1 is the biggest juggernaut in my life as far as fandom goes, and that is the Vampire Diaries. Oh my god. I was so into the Vampire Diaries. Like, it was disgusting. Like I said, I had that whole fandom blog, but it was mostly the Vampire Diaries that I was about on that blog. I, like, marathoned the first 3 seasons, and then I watched season 4 live, and that was so exhausting that I only got, like, halfway through season 5 and then just had to stop. I just had to stop. There were so many fandom fights. There were so many people coming into my, like, Ask on Tumblr and being assholes. There's so much that I couldn't even really enjoy the show anymore. And I got, like, just almost nauseous, like, watching because of, like, just the stress of it. Like, there were times when I was, this is not an exaggeration. There were times in season 4 when I was, like, rolling around on the floor with feelings. Like, I just can't. You know, I just can't. And it was too much, and I just had to stop, and things were happening, and it was getting a little crazy, and, like, I can do crazy to a certain extent, but it was just getting too much, and the back and forth, and, like, that's one of the love triangles, and I love triangles too, and I just couldn't anymore, and the fan fights, like, just the ship wars were too much. They were too much. They were too much, and I had to become an adult, and I had to, like, do stuff like school, and I couldn't focus on 2 fictional characters' love anymore. That full time, like I was. Like, I was thinking about it a lot. Like, it was bad. So, I had to not. And, like, Delana is my OTP. I have a lot of feelings. I have dreams of catching up on the show now that it's done. I have dreams of catching up on the show at some point when I have time, which I don't have at all right now, because I need to, like, spend my spare time reading, and I have barely any time for that. So, at one point I will know what happens, and whatever. But, like, I'm tired. I have so many ships, too. Like, it wasn't even like I just shipped Delana and that was it. Like, I shipped all the things. Everything. A lot of stuff. And everyone's just so attractive, and it's not fair. And it's too much. Vampire shows are too much. Like, I've been through a lot. I've been through Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I've been through True Blood, which I could have mentioned on this list, but it just wasn't quite high enough. Like, as far as just the rage, although that could be, like, number 5, because that went really bad and it went downhill and it was bad. But, like, vampire shows really fucked me up, man, and I had to not. So, it's still a part of my heart. It's still very important to me. I still get very emotional about the show. I really love it. It's trashy. I love it. But I couldn't anymore. I had to save myself from that mess. I saved myself. So those are some of the fandoms that I'm no longer actively a part of. Comment down below, let me know some fandoms that you had to abandon ship over. It's good self-care. I'm proud of you. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!